Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and welcome back to another Reddit video. Last Reddit video was pretty long, it's like 15 minutes. Like, what? What? It's a long compared to the last two. So anyway, today we're going to be doing a Reddit video on episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. Let's get into this, guys. A lot to discuss. So, the opening scene, a big, long take. I mean, like, this was actually pretty cool. All of this CGI put to good use. I actually think the CGI was used pretty good here. I mean, the battle looks so cool. All the ships fighting over Coruscant. Don't know why this never really happened before, but whatever. Grievous captures the Chancellor, off screen. Would have been cool to see that, but no, he does it off screen. Why not? Grievous just do anything off screen, like just. Well, why doesn't Grievous get killed off screen? Why does Grievous even appear in this movie, actually? But whatever, we're going to be complaining about Grievous later. So there's a cool space battle. Anakin destroys some budge droids and saves Obi-Wan's life. Another happy mission. R4 gets decapitated. I loved R4. He was even better than R2-D2. Just kidding. He wasn't even memorable. I didn't think I mentioned him in the last review. He was just Obi-Wan's droid. But R4, you will be missed. Anyway, yes. So they fly around for a bit, and then they land in Grievous's invisible hand. The Grievous's ship called the Invisible Hand. Grievous doesn't have an literal invisible hand. Why is it called the Invisible Hand? It's not a hand, or it's not invisible. So they break into Grievous's not literal invisible hand, and they kind of quickly just throw around the droids, just kind of like, just not really. There's a good amount of them there, just, they're not enough for Obi-Wan and Anakin's excellent saber skills. Okay, so they get through, and there's like a fun elevator scene. I guess Anakin jumps on top of the elevator for some reason. There's no real reason for this. It doesn't really come in handy. It's just to have like a cool scene, I guess. And then there's like droids who just don't shoot him for some reason. But whatever, that's fine. R2-D2 spills gasoline on these super battle droids that were picking him up, and then he turned on his rocket boosters but he made them go into flames. He put them on fire. It's hilarious. It's so stupid. How is there R2-D2 able to do this? But, it's kind of funny, though. Whatever. It's fine. R2-D2 can light people on fire, okay? If he was in Star Wars Battlefront 2, that would be such a cool ability. So, what is this? They rescued the Chancellor. And I'll talk about the lightsaber battles a bit later. And they eventually get around. The ship gets turned on its side for some reason, and they run. I guess they run down the elevator shaft because it's like sideways, so the elevator shaft will be sideways. I guess so. It will be like a hallway. I mean, it doesn't really doesn't really serve any purpose. They could have deleted that scene. And put in some more parts about Grievous capturing Palpatine, because it happened in the 2D micro series, but it could be actually pretty cool in the actual movie, but no, just had to keep in the ship turning sideways and all of those other like stupid scenes about people talking. But whatever, they rescue the Chancellor, then get trapped in like a tractor beam, and Obi-Wan says, "Wait, how did this happen? We're smarter than this." And yeah, Obi-Wan just basically pointed out the plot, the plot, the thing. Okay, Obi-Wan's helping me review the movie. He's actually putting out some plot, he's actually pointing out some problems with the plot. Like, it took like 10 minutes to think of that bloody line. But whatever, they get in, Grievous escapes, even though Obi-Wan says that. Grievous just doesn't escape, so okay, Obi-Wan, okay, Obi-Wan, great. That was a great line. But he makes up for it for another happy landing, and hello there. And high ground, cannot forget high ground. We probably got to talk about Obi-Wan for a second, actually. Somewhere on the topic. Obi-Wan's just so cool in this movie, okay? Ewan McGregor is the best as Obi-Wan in this movie. In episode 1, he was kind of boring, didn't really serve any point to the story. In episode 2, he was always kind of angry at Anakin and they didn't really have the best dynamic. We'll go on to Obi-Wan and Anakin's overall dynamic in a minute. and overall just wasn't always the best character, and he kind of missed a big point in the plot with Kamino. Probably should have noticed that Dooku and the clones were connected, but he didn't. So yeah, that was a big oof from episode 2 Obi-Wan, but episode 3 Obi-Wan was pretty cool. He has like, some great lines. Okay, fortunately he just dropped his lightsaber, even though he gave out to Anakin in the last movie for doing that. But whatever, Obi-Wan kind of has a habit of giving out to people over stuff that he does. So they get captured by Grievous. We'll talk about Grievous in a minute, but they do crash the ship, and yeah, they probably should have died there because the back of the ship was lost. Like, seriously, how did they not die? That was so stupid. So yeah, once Anakin says another, or once Obi-Wan says another happy landing, the opening scene basically comes to an end. It was a great opening scene. I mean, it could have filled a Clone Wars episode. That'd be like a perfect Clone Wars episode. Like the exact length of Clone Wars episode would be convenient. Anyway, let's talk about Grievous. General Grievous in the 2D Clone Wars micro series from 2003 to 2005 was an absolute beast. I mean, he could take on like 10 Jedi at once. A bit of a tease for whatever 10-year-old directed Star Wars Episode 2. It's a fan fiction that I'm writing. But whatever. That's just a tease. Whatever. He was an absolute beast. But in this movie, he kind of just choke. He kind of just coughs a lot and gets angry, and Obi-Wan kind of kills him pretty easily. I mean, seriously, Obi-Wan should have had backup to kill Grievous. Like, imagine having a scene where he brought like let's say like an at least like I don't know, like 3 Jedi, and then they could have like had a really cool fight scene with Grievous, because it's just kind of feels like Obi-Wan is like totally outnumbered, even though it's just a 1v1. Like, Grievous has 4 hands. How did he not beat Obi-Wan like instantly? Okay, Obi-Wan isn't bad with a lightsaber. He's pretty defensive, but I guess that is good with Grievous, because he's probably like on the more offensive type. But he just probably should have had some backup. Okay, and it would have been cool to see like 3-4 Jedi up against Grievous. I mean, that would have been really cool. But Grievous dies like instantly. Basically, well, not instantly. There's just a pretty long fight scene. But yeah, I guess they go on a bongo chase, and it was really really weird. It's probably just kind of just slows down the movie. I guess this will lead into the lightsaber fights as well. It really slows down the movie for me, and eventually they crash, and they kind of have a fight. Obi-Wan lost his lightsaber, and Grievous doesn't have any lightsabers anymore, so they kind of pick up and they can just have like a wrestling match. I forget even what they do. It's like a Magna Guard stick that's used. I don't know why Obi-Wan doesn't just push Grievous a second time, but it doesn't for some reason. Whatever, he ends up shooting Grievous in the chest and killing him. So that's great, because like he pulled apart like those like metal plates in front of Grievous's chest. I do imagine what happened if he just like ripped the heart out of Grievous. That would have been really gruesome. And it probably just would have couldn't go and get into the Star Wars movie. Star Wars has to be available for kids as well. But whatever. Anyway, so leading into the lightsaber battles. So I guess the second lightsaber battle on our list is Obi-Wan and Anakin versus Dooku. So this time they actually take them together, like Obi-Wan wishes. Dooku looks a lot worse in this movie. I think it has like a CGI face, but whatever. It's kind of annoying how Dooku's even able to keep up with him, because he is 83 years old. Like, come on. The Force can't keep you moving for that long, Dooku. Okay, seriously, like, Luke, like, died pretty easily in episode 8, and he was only 53. 53? Like, really? 53? And then he died. But whatever. I do have a theory that Palpatine kind of helped Dooku get rid of Obi-Wan just with the Force subtly. That's why he did like the during the fight when he cut over the Palpatine. He's kind of making some noises. So I think that's probably he's probably doing stuff with the Force. Got Obi-Wan out of the way just so he could see how powerful Anakin was, like a 1v1 with Dooku. And of course, since Anakin won the fight against Dooku, that's when he realized fully that yes, I want Anakin to be a Sith Lord, I guess. 'Cause I don't know if Anakin really saw, or if Palpatine really saw Anakin, like in the lightsaber duel before. Maybe he had, but just not against like Dooku or someone. So he really did want to see him. But maybe he did see Anakin go up against Dooku before in the Clone Wars show. I wish he didn't, because that would just kind of ruin this whole idea for a scene. And also, if Palpatine wasn't helping, then how did Obi-Wan get knocked out so fast? Because we see later in the movie that he's able to take out Grievous. You know, and like, how did he get knocked out so easy by Dooku? I know Dooku's probably like a bit stronger than Grievous, but still. So that's my theory, and that's why Obi-Wan like lost so easily. So yeah, and also it's pretty sad that Dooku died the way he did. So the Palpatine versus Mace battle. I mean, he went in with 3 other Jedi, Mace. But they all died instantly, probably because Palpatine like swerved really coolly and like just put them off guard, and they said, "No, I'm just gonna get killed." I mean, like, come on, like, God, like, what's even the point of fighting? So anyway, yeah, Palpatine just kills them. He probably kill a snail. After he killed you. Literally, he died faster than the snail. Come on. But whatever. Anyway, Mace somehow beats Palpatine. I have another theory for this battle, that Palpatine threw the fight because he knew Anakin was coming in, and this plan ended up working because then, he purposely kept shooting lightning at Mace's lightsaber to deflect back into his face, to get it scarred, so Anakin would feel, I guess, sorry for Palpatine or something, or whatever. It did work. We'll cover Anakin's drastic fall to the dark side later, but I guess it kind of worked in a way, and yeah, Palpatine went flying out the window, and he could still be alive, but honestly at this point I don't even mind if he's not alive, because so much Star Wars characters have been coming back to life recently, it doesn't even matter anymore, but whatever. I guess I'm probably not going to discuss that in this video, because there's a lot of stuff in episode 3 to discuss. Just don't feel like discussing it right now. So yeah, I guess Mace threw the fight. Now, the way Mace actually deflected the lightning back into Palpatine's face was the Vapod, which is the Form 7 lightsaber combat. The form Mace was actually using that kind of uses both light and dark power, I guess. I'm probably not just explaining it very well, but that's how he was able to deflect the lightning back into his face. The style that Mace was using, I don't really understand how that has to do with the lightning bouncing back into his face. I feel like that probably should be something to do with the lightsaber, but that's why people have a problem with Rey deflecting the lightning back into Palpatine's face. I mean, I don't think it's... I just think it's stupid that Palpatine kept shooting the light back, shooting the lightning in that one, because he had no reason whatsoever. But in episode 3, I guess he does have a reason, okay? The plot actually makes sense in episode 3. See, after Mace gets blown out the window, I guess Palpatine now pronounces Anakin Darth Vader, and we'll discuss that later, as I said. The fourth out of the 5 fights, like, seriously, there's 5 lightsaber duels in episode 3. Probably too many. 5? So yeah, this is probably the most unnecessary one. I guess, okay, the General Grievous one was, I guess, to, like, end the war, I guess, and, like, I guess, Obi-Wan and Grievous, they fought, I guess, just because, I don't know, it is definitely the second most pointless fight, but, like, still cool, I guess, that fight scene, but it was kind of pointless, but, like, the Dooku versus Anakin and Obi-Wan fight was not pointless, in my opinion. It definitely, it was Anakin kind of showing Palpatine his power, kind of. Mace versus Palpatine, I mean, it kind of had to happen for Anakin to fall to the dark side. No matter how you feel about Anakin falling to the dark side, it was because of that fight, kind of. I mean, I don't know if he would have done it if the events didn't happen the way it did. Maybe, or maybe he would, but, like, whatever, it's still pretty important, and Anakin and Obi-Wan is important for Anakin getting chopped off and turning into Darth Vader. But this fight doesn't really have any significance or really importance, I guess. I mean, Yoda could have not been wearing a cane for the whole trilogy, and then he gets injured in this fight and wears a cane. I mean, that would have, I guess, given it something. But really, it just kind of Yoda goes into kill Palpatine with a lightsaber, and I've said I think in the last video that I didn't like Yoda with a lightsaber, and I still don't like Yoda with a lightsaber. Come on, he is just the Force. He isn't the lightsaber. I don't think Yoda or Palpatine should have a lightsaber. This should be an all-out Force battle. Um, I guess it does make sense for Yoda to go try to kill Palpatine, but like he shouldn't do it on his own. They should have Yoda and Obi-Wan probably should have just gone one by one. They should have gone to kill Anakin first, and probably they would have probably succeeded. I say, and they would have succeeded. They would have killed Obi-Wan, or killed Anakin. And then they would have gone on to kill Palpatine, and maybe they would have lost Palpatine, but at least would have probably killed Anakin. Um, that would have been, cool. Could have have maybe Padme wouldn't have gotten choked and died, but whatever, they have to do it this way. And the finale, Anakin versus Obi-Wan. Now, I bet a lot of people are probably thinking how stupid Anakin was for choking Padme, but in my opinion, okay, we're going to do another one of these things where, like, this is how I think what happened. I mean, seriously, maybe episode 3 should have explained some of these things better, but, I think this is how it went. So Anakin got corrupted by the dark side, totally corrupted his body, he was totally turned, and when he was choking Padme, I guess he just wasn't thinking. Like, the dark side had completely consumed his body, and maybe somewhere in his head, the real, like, Anakin Skywalker was screaming, but the choking wasn't Anakin Skywalker. That was Darth Vader, okay? Because, Padme wasn't agreeing with Anakin's beliefs, I guess, so he just went for the choke. That was all Vader, okay? But the Anakin inside of him probably didn't want that to happen, but the Darth Vader had completely consumed his body, and that's why he choked Padme. So the lightsaber fight is really, really fast, but I think it would have worked, if it was just a little bit shorter. Like, I like the end part. There's some parts I like, okay? I guess the beginning, it's kind of fresh. You see this, like, it's really, really fast. And kind of in the middle about this, okay, there's some people that think this is way, really, way too fast, and some people that think it's, like, it's good that's fast, because, like, these are two of the best Jedi who have ever lived fighting. But I think it's just a little bit too fast, maybe, because I think the swings should probably have more meaning, like really heavy swings. I like those. But I guess it's kind of cool to have some uniqueness. I mean, there's no other fight in the series that's this fast. I mean, Dooku couldn't do it this fast. Like, honestly, it's way, way too fast. I don't even know how to keep up with each other. I do like the part where Anakin goes to, like, choke Obi-Wan. That's cool, and nearly makes Obi-Wan eat the lightsaber. That would have been cool for that to play out. But, like, the Tarzan bit, like, what was that? Then they're on, like, the ending part where they can have a little bit of, like, dialogue, and, from my point of view, the Jedi are evil, and a lot of what Anakin says in this is just kind of stupid and just kind of weird, I've brought peace and prosperity to my new empire. Oh, man. If you're not with me, then you're my enemy. It's so just stupid and funny, kind of. And of course, the high ground meme was born here, and Anakin got chopped up into bits and became Darth Vader. Then with the suit, I think it was kind of lazy, kind of rushed. Like, there's two things that are rushed in this movie. Definitely the two biggest things. Not including, like, Anakin's turn to the dark side himself. I'll cover that a little later as well, probably, or maybe in this separate video. I might go over that a little bit later, because I don't even know if I'm going to fit everything I want to talk about in this movie in one video. But whatever. He gets chopped to bits, and then he burns up and becomes Darth Vader. I just, although I kind of like the music and the tone when you're watching the movie, like, you just feel so bad for both of them. Okay, well, not, I guess. Well, okay, for Obi-Wan, he just watches his friend burn, okay, and, like, what do? He's an evil psychopath who tried to kill you. Do you save him? Like, I would, like... Well, he doesn't save him. He picks up his lightsaber to leave. Anakin luckily... Well, I guess not luckily survived. If he died, then that would be... Yeah, that'd be good for the galaxy. Yeah, woohoo! But it's just sad, okay? And then Obi-Wan leaves, and Anakin has completely burned to death. Oh, yeah. That ended horribly. So the second thing, So the second thing, kind of going back to the Mace versus Palpatine fight, is Palpatine gets his face mentions about lightning. I regret me not covering this back when I was doing the fight, but really, man, really, I mean, just getting shot with lightning. That was so bloody rushed. I just wish they had done it a different way. Like maybe the dark side had corrupted his face, and turned him into like it could slowly, like the dark side corrupt Palpatine's face, and then by episode three he was like this, or maybe he could just happen in a few seconds. Just the dark side corrupts his face. I don't know, just like not just lightning bouncing back into his face. I don't think the lightning was go back into his face that long. I mean, Luke probably should have been wrinkled up like that by the time Palpatine was done with him in episode 6. But no, Luke's absolutely fine. Doesn't have nothing has nothing happened to him. And then in episode 9, the lightning absolutely tears his face. I mean, maybe because his lightning is more powerful in that one. I don't know. It did destroy a lot of ships in episode 9, but whatever. Episode 9 is for a different day. We'll cover the dread that is episode 9 in another video. But whatever. This was just really, really lazy, I guess. As well with the Vader suit. I wish maybe what happened Bandit Incorporated is what if episode 1 was a good video is that I guess Anakin used a burst of force energy to shoot to destroy some of these capital ships, and shut down his nervous system, and over time he had to transform and start wearing the Vader suit. It happened a lot slower, and that was so cool. It was a really good idea in my opinion. Just not the burning in lava thing. I mean, that's just so rushed. A lot of things in episode 3 are a bit rushed to happen, really quickly and that. And yeah, I just don't understand, man. Okay, I just don't understand. This video is already pretty long, 20 minutes so far, and yeah, I didn't really realize I had this much to say about Star Wars Episode 3 Revenge of the Sith, so I'm thinking I might split this video up into a few parts. I don't know how much parts it's going to be, probably 20 minutes per part. I have a lot to say about Episode 3 Revenge of the Sith. I don't know what's going to happen for the Reddit video tomorrow, just expect one to be coming out at 4 o'clock on Saturday, as they usually do, but I don't know if I'm just going to I might just do it on Revenge of the Sith anyway. I already know a good amount of my thoughts. I just probably will do stuff on the things that I've talked about in this video. Or maybe next week if I just do this 2 parts, then maybe next week I can do a video on all the prequels or something. I don't know, but I guess you'll find out tomorrow, okay? And I have to make up my mind. So anyway, guys, see you next week for part 2. I'm pretty sure part 2 is coming out next week. Yeah, I'll release part 2 next week. That's the best thing to do. Yes, yeah.